live, Dylan.
Sweet.
Look, hey, we're live. We can make an adjustment. Here, let's do this. Hey, what's happening, everybody? It's Ike from Flipside Music. I'm here with Dylan, and we're down Periscope.
We're slowly adjusting.
Down Periscope.
Yeah. We're adjusting your point of view.
Yeah, there you go. That way we're not too
Yeah. Oh,
goofified.
shift these.
We don't want to have too much angle. We don't want to.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Here, we can get some more light.
Oh, yeah.
I want to do that part.
We are literally just sliding in here at the last second, so bear with us. Look, I have an illuminated tree too. Look, see, it's even nice for us now.
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
No, it's a little dark, but we're okay.
That tree is actually, that's kind of cool.
Like that?
Yeah.
It's nice, huh? How's everybody doing? What's going on? Is everybody feeling groovy? Yeah, we probably need that. We need that light over there somewhere.
Oh, yeah. Where's, there we go. Okay, I'll grab that.
Sorry, we had I had a rehearsal last night in here, and so a lot of the stuff got moved around, and where we had set up for the live stream got moved and modified and all that stuff. So literally, we just walked in here 5-6 minutes ago to do this because it's been a crazy day. It's actually been a very crazy week.
day on top of a crazy, yeah.
Yeah, crazy day on top of a crazy week. Whatever you do, don't feed the banks. They're awful to work with.
Shit, what is all this?
What's all that? Just get rid of the, yeah, there you go. Just plug into that. There we go. What's up, Brody? What's happening? We got people climbing in. All right. Oh, that's
Blinded by the light.
That's a lot. That's a lot. That might be more than we bargained for.
Okay.
Let's maybe just bring
Lift that a bit.
yeah, let's bring it down a bit. Yeah, that looks good, right? Are we looking good?
There we go.
Yeah. Gary, what's up?
Oh, there's Paul. Hey, Paul. How's it going?
Paul's in here too. Yeah, so it's a kind of a whole different setup. Monitors over there, computers right there. It's a nice little setup too with the tree.
Yeah, actually, it does
It's
kind of look
pleasant,
nice. Yeah.
Isn't it nice? Yeah.
You guys can't see it, but it looks nice
Yeah,
for
it
us.
looks nice.
Yeah.
So I bought a fake tree because I do stupid shit.
Well, I didn't realize it was a light. Like that.
Oh yeah. I wouldn't have just bought it because it was a tree.
Well,
But it's
maybe.
kind of multi-purpose. Yeah. The other night when I was in here, I had it all lit. Lights were down. The tree was lit. It was nice. I got a little flood lamp over there. It was pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah, me and the building were bonding the other night.
Yes.
Because it's been such a bit of a drag with this bank loan. Is that good? Does
Yeah.
that look not right?
I got a little bit of sun, so maybe I'm just darker than normal.
I don't know. I think that's good, right? Yeah. So dealing with the bank loan with the new place, and that's
Yeah. All the fun shit that goes along with that.
I'll tell you what. Dealing with banks is got to be one of the most aggravating, stressful pains in the. Oh, I can't say it yet. We're only been on.
I think I already messed it up. But
Did you say fuck already?
no, I said shit. Yeah.
Okay, well we're
I
out.
went for the B tier.
Yep. Thanks, YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck it. I don't give a shit. The way this week has been running,
Yeah.
it really doesn't matter. So it's been a very, it's been crazy. A little bit of an update for you guys on the building madness. Dealing with banks is about as stressful as it can
Yeah.
possibly get. I think the liquor store in my neighborhood has gone up 6 or 7% this
Yeah,
year.
I'm
This
thinking
week.
of investing some stock or getting some
the-
stock options
The
at the
last 2
local
weeks in
liquor
sales.
store.
So yeah, it's been. That's why we're also cracking up in a couple of these today.
A couple of cold
too.
snacks, yeah. They didn't have, they still don't. They always say they're gonna stock
Genesee.
Genesee, and they never do.
Did you go to which one?
Sobo.
Oh, they don't got it.
Well,
You gotta
because
go to
that
the
dude,
other
like,
guys.
well, I've talked to the owner several times and asked him to stock it, because I'm like, we'll get them if you stock them, and they never get them, so.
The guy over near Chick-fil-A,
Mm-hmm.
got it? They got it. They got 30 racks. I was there yesterday.
Oh, okay, well, that would have been literally not even a block from where I was, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
I was there yesterday getting beer.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the trash can behind me is quite full.
Yeah.
We're
Well, I
gonna,
got it set up now so we can get a
we're
little.
gonna get a pile full
Yeah.
of nickels out of that shit. But how's everybody else doing? You guys got questions? Does anybody have questions on how to deal with a bank? Because I'm getting good.
Questions and or tips.
Yeah. Can't always
Um,
just yell at them.
Yeah.
I feel bad because Baker tried to make a joke today, and I'm like, I'm fucking bad.
Well, that was not a great time to make a joke.
Yeah,
Is basically
well,
what that
he
boiled
didn't
down to.
know.
He didn't know, but
He didn't know what he was getting into, but
sometimes you don't know when you're poking the bear, I guess. But
I was just on fire, man. It's been brutal.
yeah,
It'll be over soon, though. Hopefully.
yeah. Well, yeah, like you said, the quicker we get in here, the better. So
It's actually nice and cool in here today.
it is actually. This is pretty great. I was like,
Hats
this is
on.
great.
We're
Yeah,
not gonna blind anybody today with.
Yeah,
with
with
the sheen.
the double domes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
But yeah, no, it's actually pretty nice. It feels good in here.
That's because I turned the AC on at 11
This
o'clock
morning,
this
yeah.
morning when I got here. I haven't been here since 11,
Right.
but
we preempted. Yeah,
yeah, I
got
had a
the AC
meeting.
going.
I had a
Yeah.
meeting at 11, so I was like, let's keep this cool. It's also been a cool day in Denver today too, so it's not too bad. I think it's
Yes.
raining a little bit actually. Right
It was starting to drizzle a bit. Yeah.
now, and everybody's riveted on our weather talk here.
Well, looks like Janice and Jimmy and Joy all joined. Chat.
Sweet.
How's it
Janice,
going?
Jimmy, and Joy.
Yeah. The 3Js.
Yeah.
You guys need to form a band. Cause have you noticed? Sorry, yesterday I was going through like 60s bands. The names, I feel like they almost were trying to not have people listen to them.
Like what? So good question. Let's start out with a question.
Here, yeah.
Let's
Let me
have
see
an
if I-
interactive section.
Let me
'Cause
see
we
if I
got Jim
saved
Jam
any of
Jimmy,
them.
Jim Jam Jimmy's in here.
Well, yeah, that's a
3J.
good name. That's a good, yeah. But that rolls off the tongue. These names were ridiculous.
All right, so let's throw this out there before you start going.
Mm-hmm.
Name some bands that are terrible bands, or not. No, let me rephrase that. It's been a long day. Not terrible bands, terrible band names.
Question mark and the Mysterians.
I kind of like it.
I kind of like it, but it's like that's hard to get. It doesn't just roll. And then when you put a question mark there, it's like, oh shit, did they forget to put the guy's name there? It's an odd one, but it's literally just a question mark, and they're from like the '60s, I think.
So band names that you think are silly, or bands that you've been in that have had silly names.
Oh yes.
So let's try that.
I came up with one this afternoon. Eric liked it. Stone Savant.
I kind of like
Well,
it.
because we were debating on whether or not James was like a stone savant or not, because apparently he wired up his pedal board, but he was stoned at the time, and he apparently did way better than he's ever done before. And he's like, "Why can't I do this when I'm like, normal?" And I'm like, "Well, you're just a
James,
stone,
you
yeah,
said? Yeah.
yeah." I'm
I
like,
think
"Well, you're a
he's one of
stone
the-
savant." Yeah,
I think he's one of those dudes that we've all had those friends that they just seem to be like right on point.
right.
They gotta
When
be
they're just a little
they gotta,
affected, yeah.
they gotta be a little bit. The edge has to be off a little.
Yeah.
And then they're on.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it's pretty good. So yeah, Stone Savant. I had a few other good ones. Eric normally likes them. I just don't remember which ones I had. Oh, Hodgepotamus. That was one I actually gave.
Hodgepotamus?
Yeah, because I had made a song that was a hodgepodge of riffs, and that became Hodgepotamus. So then I was like that, and then Eric's like, well, that'd be a good band name too. I'm like, yeah, that's true.
It's actually not bad.
Although I think, yeah, Mom may have contributed on that one. I can't remember. Because Jake and I had basically wrote this, and it is sort of a riff salad. I mean, it's just like one riff after another with not a lot of connective tissue, so it felt kind of like a hodgepodge when we first wrote it.
Things.
But, yeah.
I've had some stupid band names. I wanted one. I was gonna call it Turtle Sandbox
Turtles.
because me and
That
my
actually does sound like a 90s like grunge outfit or something.
well, and
yeah.
it was probably in the '90s. I can't. And we were
Yeah.
all sitting outside drinking beer, and somebody's kid had a Turtle Sandbox. You remember that?
Oh, yeah.
I was like, it's a band name, man. Turtle Sandbox.
Yeah, that would be in there like Matchbox 20 and a lot of those names of that era where it kind of is just the dual. Yeah, that would actually work pretty good. Turtle Sandbox.
Yeah, silly stuff.
Well, it's funny because it's like it'd be so literal that people would be trying to constantly figure out
Yeah,
what
like,
you
what
were
did they
getting at.
meant? Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there something about the shell? Are you being protective? What's the sand all about? Is it birth? It's about birth.
Is it a double meaning because
Right.
it's a shell but it's also sand? So. Quiet Riot. So there's the one we got. Roadie's also putting out Moby Grape.
Oh yeah, Moby Grape's. We've all heard the name Moby Grape, but yeah, for a name that's silly.
Yeah, that is pretty silly.
I knew a friend that always wanted to call it. He wanted to make a like a super hardcore death metal band and call it Anal Atrocities or some shit like that. I'm like, what the fuck, man?
Honestly, it's probably already
I'm
taken.
like, you can't say like, how are you gonna build that band?
Well, no, yeah, but there's
You can't
yeah.
like you can't build that band.
I was gonna say that's probably
no
gotta
way.
be. There's gotta be. It's taken. There's probably some like
At this point,
a band from like
Yeah.
West Virginia that like took it back in like
at
the
this
early
point, all the
2000s or
metal,
something.
you know,
Well, they were probably like a Cannibal Corpse ripoff band called Anal Atrocities or whatever. Yeah, that's yeah.
but it's funny. Like some of the metal bands kind of crack me up with some of their, you know,
Oh, yeah.
dystopia.
Yeah.
You know, it's all these weird, odd, dark, deep names. I'm like, we can't read them anyway, so it doesn't matter. Can't read them.
Oh yeah, one was the Trogs. I wasn't sure. Like, one is Trog just a thing, or is it short for troglodyte? And if that's the
could
case,
be.
yeah, and if that's the case, I think there's actually a band called the Troglodytes as well. So
Which would make sense.
yeah, so maybe that was taken. That's why they went with the Trogs. But that was another like 60s.
I guess I never put that together. I remember,
Oh yeah, the Electric Prunes.
That's a good. I think that's good. I like that.
Yeah, well, maybe. I just felt like that was an odd one, but yeah, the Electric Prunes.
I think I kind of like the Electric Prune. I think that's kind of. It's better than the Dancing Raisins, the California Raisins.
Yeah.
I always thought like, another band name was Electric Closet,
Oh yeah.
and I
yeah.
remember because we had an electric closet in my grammar school. There was a thing on the door. It said Electric Closet.
Oh, like for where all the
where
okay,
all the electric
yeah,
shit
yeah,
was. So it was Electric Closet, and I always thought that would be like, that'd be a
Yeah,
cool
that
name.
kind of works. Yeah. Strawberry Alarm Clock is one Janice threw out. Yeah,
Yeah, that's.
that one is an odd one, but it kind of works too because it's
Yeah.
again, it's
But
like
that's one that it's in our brains.
Right.
Like, at least for me, I've heard of Strawberry Alarm.
right.
So it's kind of like, it doesn't seem that odd. But
Yeah. Well, and even Ted Nugent's first band, I mean, it kind of works, but the Amboy Dukes, I'm like, I don't know what that really is
I
a
don't know what
reference
that
to
means.
either.
I don't know what
Yeah.
that means either.
Back before he
Well,
was
Van
an
Halen's
asshole.
first was Broken Combs,
Oh, were they? Oh.
and then Mammoth, and then Van Halen.
Oh, see, I've thought for a while, and I need to remind Jake or ask Jake if this was already taken, but I thought for a while we would name ours like Holy Mammoth because that was a song we'd written instead of Woolly Mammoth, Holy Mammoth, because you know with
Holy
yeah.
Mammoth, dun, 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 'cause it's like it's clean.
Instead of the tiger,
Yeah. Jump on the mammoth. Oh.
Something about his tusks being mean instead of
Yeah,
green.
yeah. I still gotta get Jake to make my motorhome.
Oh
tire
yes,
cover.
yeah.
So,
But yeah, those ones are all kind of odd. Oh, I remember there's one. What band was it?
Iron Butterfly, when you really kind of think about it.
Well, yeah, that one. Yeah, I think that was kind of in that same, even Led Zeppelin sort of kind of fell into that, like that double word,
Yeah.
like late 60s double word band kind of name. Like that seemed to be the way to kind of, I don't know, but even with the Who, because I know it's Who, but the Who, everything had that double word, Black Sabbath, Led Zeppelin,
Well, that's like we got bands now that are like action figures.
Yeah.
Slowly seeking redemption.
Oh, the Psychedelic Porn Crumpets. That was another one. I thought that was a really good one, though. But yeah, there's a band out there, you guys can look them up, called the Psychedelic Porn Crumpets.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, the action band names, though. You know what I'm talking about? Like, there's those bands that are like turning west,
Oh, yeah.
riding south, or whatever. And like, when did bands just start being, it's like action. It's like an action name.
Yeah.
that make
It's like,
sense?
just the act of doing something
Yeah.
is a band name now. Yeah.
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 Ironing clothes now at the fucking Oriental Theater.
Right.
2 shows, 7 and 9.
Yeah, it is a little odd. But.
Right? I don't know. I always thought that.
No, I agree. Well, even like, I do think it's funny, even like with Zach and the Broken Circle, like Perfect Circle. I'm like, how many other circles are there? And it's like, it just kind of, it's becoming a circle of circular names.
Very
Once the
clever.
yeah.
Perfect Circle. That reminds me of our movie.
Oh yeah, that is funny.
At some point, we'll start talking about guitars. I think, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, this is a good way to just kind of let people roll in.
Yeah, we're kind of.
Yeah,
we got
we actually have a few more people now, so.
Yeah, and it's like I think what the FAQs have just kind of turned into somewhat of a hang
Yeah, we're
which
hanging
is
out
just
with
kind of
our-
hanging
yeah.
out with you guys, and
Yeah.
we're answering guitar questions, but we're also just talking shit because, man, it is kind of a nice break
Yes.
in the week for an hour, just not to be inundated with madness.
Well, it is, yeah. Well, and it forces us to kind of just do this.
Yeah, just kinda hang
Yeah,
out.
which is good. Good for us right now. Yeah, Terry said he was just agreeing that the late 60s, early 70s bands' names really took on some obscure, weird names for a while. Because a lot of those were just, I was going through a lot of the late 60s stuff, and then Spotify just started sort of going through its own
throwing
stuff.
it out there, yeah.
And I was like, some of these names, I'm like, what in the world? Like, especially with the Electric Prunes, I thought that, I'm like, that one's kind of funny. I'm like,
Yeah.
that is
What
actually
was
pretty good.
what was the band before, like the Dad? They were Riders of the Purple Sage.
Oh, yeah. Well, and see, that's another
That's
hard
it,
one.
like dirty business going down. That's a freaking
Yeah.
cool song. I don't know.
Well, even like, I mean, it's a cool band, but obviously, like 13th Floor, Elevator or whatever, that one, like that was another one that was kind of a long name, and I feel like some of those are harder to keep track when you have that. But
Yeah.
just depends, because some of it, like again, like you said, even with billing or booking it, once the name gets to a certain length,
Yeah.
if it's getting almost into sentence
Yeah.
territory, yeah.
Like, what is it, Manischewitz Orchestra or whatever the fuck that is? It's
I'm
not
not sure if I know that one.
Manischewitz. It's not
Okay.
Manischewitz. That's like a liquor.
Oh, okay. I was like, I have no idea. What
You
that
guys
is.
know. What's the name of the band? Like, it's Manischewitz
Manischewitz
Orchestra? Some shit like that. I don't know. It's been a long day. I've been
Well,
on
there
this.
you go. That might as well be one now. Manischewitz Orchestra.
Buffalo Surfers?
Butthole
Butthole
Surfers.
Surf. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one. They were so popular here in the '90s. Like I remember,
Really?
for some reason, like Butthole Surfers, they would play them all the time in the '90s on radio stations here.
Was Screaming Trees a big deal here too?
A bit, yeah. Like some of the, even like Blur, that was another one that was. They were like huge. Like Blur, one of their songs ended up being like what do you call it? Like the theme for Breckenridge when they were trying to do all the like '90s ads to get more like the X Games and stuff up there.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah. Well, it was just kind of funny because it was like all these like '90s alternative bands were just huge in the mountains and down here. But
Well, I would figure too. It wasn't too far away.
no.
You
Well,
know,
that and like at that time, back before Boulder was kind of snooty, they had a really cool.
When was that?
Well, no, like.
remember back
Well, yeah. Well, it was the '90s.
Adam
Yeah.
Peters Washburn used to plant his seed here in 1874.
But yeah, like
Nick.
back before Boulder got all snooty and odd like it is today.
I could go to Boulder. I can't. I drive up there. I'm like,
Well, I just have a hard
"Let's
time
do it."
in Boulder. Like, yeah, like I've seen a few shows there over the years recently, and it's just like it's not. I don't know. It just doesn't have the same vibe. But they used to have great radio stations based out of CU. So like they used to actually play some really good stuff back then.
Well, it's funny. It's like, what is KBCO? Are they out of Boulder?
They might be. I'm not sure.
It's just funny, like,
A lot of
because
the
the radio, it's like exactly the damn same. Like KBCO is the same. They play basically the same shit when I first moved here.
Oh,
when
yeah.
I first moved
No,
here,
there's
I'm
like a
"Oh,
weird-
This is kind of a cool, like, almost artsy, bringing in some bands that nobody heard of or that are kind of fringy but
Right.
but mellow and cool, and it's still the same.
No, it is weird.
Yeah.
Like Denver radio as a whole, it like stopped somewhere in like the early 2000s. Everything
Well,
just like
KBPI.
yeah, well, like everything
they
because
play-
they still play the same stuff.
I
too,
turned
yeah.
it on the
Yeah.
other day. I was in the van.
Yeah.
Because the van doesn't have shit. So I'm scanning
Right.
and KBPI comes on and I'm like, is this Disturbed?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, exactly.
what? Like, you guys know there's other music happening in the
Well,
world.
what's weird
besides
is like
this.
there's so much more like that their their listener base would listen to. There's so many other things, new things from those bands that they never play.
Well, I don't think anybody. Well, terrestrial radio, number one, is not what
yeah.
it used to be.
Yeah.
So it's like I feel like
I
they're
think they
just
just
hanging
bought-
on to their.
Well, they bought into
whatever-
like some package from however long ago of
Yeah,
which
and they're-
songs they can play, and they're just locked into it forever.
The radio station I grew up on was, well, WMJQ was the rock station, and then WCMF was the rock station in Rochester, New York. And WCMF was the rock station when I was a kid. And now it's just the same playlist with the classic rock station. Like they just wrote it right through. They're like,
All
we're
the way
gonna
through.
keep playing this.
Wait till this becomes classic, and then
We're playing Zeppelin and Floyd and all the rest of the '70s stuff, and then '80s stuff, and that's it. Like they hit Guns N' Roses, and we're like, I think we're topped off.
That's where we stop.
I think we're gonna top it off with the Guns N'
We're
Roses.
gonna stop in 1989.
Yeah, it's amazing. Well, anyway, terrestrial radio, very interesting these days.
Yeah.
All right, what do we got in here? Prom night dumpster babies? What?
I had not heard that one.
I like offensive.
Oh, okay, we got a
bandies.
few people thrown in here now. Yeah, Jacob and Procol Harum, which that was.
Procol Harum, I never understood what that really quite meant either.
I don't. Well, I know
what harem is.
I know what a harem is, but I don't know if it was. Is it spelled like the traditional harem? I don't know. Obviously harem, but I don't know what the Procol part was. Like it's maybe some kind of protocol for visiting a harem or having a harem.
It's some kind of guidebook or something.
It's the guidebook to getting your own harem or something.
I remember once
because that actually sounds like a very English manual thing that they would have. Like
Right.
5 easy steps to your own harem.
Yeah. On the count of 3, we shall lobbeth the holy harem, hand grenade of Antioch. But I remember me and a buddy of mine, back in the 80s, we couldn't remember the song, because Whiter Shaded Pale, which is a great song, it's Procol Harum.
Yeah. Robin Trower's first band, too, for anybody who wonders about that.
So me and Danny are driving around, we're like, what? We couldn't remember the name of the band. Now,
Yeah.
we may or may not have been enjoying green things that are lit, and
Partaking in some shrubberies.
right, some stuff, and driving around the city just listening to music because that's what we did.
Wow, it actually took a weird turn with Procol Harum. We'll get back to it, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we didn't know, we couldn't remember what the name of the band was. So we were like driving around trying to figure it out, and then we went to Wegmans to get some snacks. And I think we were asking people and they couldn't, and so we ended up calling the radio station. We're like, the song is what should have been. Yeah. And the guy's like,
They get them to figure it out.
Yeah, they're like Procol Harum, and we're like, Procol fucking Harum.
That is pretty
And
good.
then, and
See, that's only something that
whole-
could happen pre-internet. That's what's sad about
Yeah,
that.
because
but
there was no way to look it up. Like
Yeah.
we were asking people and they didn't know, and then, but we were kids and stupid, so.
And then you basically got to mime it to some guys up via
On
the
radio,
phone.
we had to
Yeah, that's
call-
pretty
we called
funny.
the radio
Yeah.
station, and the DJ was the guy who said,
And he knew it.
yeah, he knew it. I'm like, yeah, it's just, yeah,
That is pretty
was
good.
definitely everything's on your damn computer phone.
Yeah. But Greg Lanham says Procol Harum was the record producer's registered cat's name. So it was the cat, like the producer's
The
cat's
cat?
name, yeah.
Was Procol Harum?
Apparently, and that's why I'm sitting there thinking, like, 1, cool name for a cat. 2, why is the cat named that? And 3, that is also a very English. That's like an Aleister Crowley kind of thing to do.
Yeah, I could see
Yeah,
that.
I dubbed the Procol Harum. Yeah, it's just this like little orange cat.
You ought to know the Duke of
The
L.
Duke of Procol Harum. Yeah,
Oh man, that's funny.
that is pretty good.
What else we got in there?
Let's see. Oh yeah, Terry commented on like all the band names named after geographical locations like Alabama, Boston, Chicago, Kansas. Yeah, Chicago. They're an interesting band because like I was sort of getting into the very early part of like when they were still the Chicago Transit Authority.
Mm-hmm.
That shit is really amazing, but like once, what's his last name? Terry. What's the last name? Terry. Somebody knows it. Name it. The main guitar player. I forgot because even Hendrix apparently at one point acknowledged that like.
Oh,
I forgot Terry something, but I can't remember his last name right off.
Start with a G.
I don't remember. They'll know it. They'll get it here in a second.
The crew.
Cath. There we go.
Yeah.
Terry Cath. That's it. Thanks, Janice. But yeah, it was. Basically, it seemed like as soon as he started to kind of go downhill, I feel like is definitely when that band like totally became a different band. Because like when I was listening to their stuff, I had no idea that they ever sounded like that. Because to me, like their stuff was always that real weird kind of slow pop rock stuff. That's whatever. At least that's all I ever heard. But it's like if you go back and listen to some of their stuff, especially when when he was playing like his SG through Orange amps and stuff, it's amazing. Like his tone, his playing, all of it's amazing. So it's kind of weird how much they changed once he was kind of on his way out.
You take an element out of a band,
Yeah.
and it changes it.
Well, like he was like
when
the
I was a
whole
kid.
like fire of the band or something. Like the whole energy of it was gone.
See, when I was a kid, like Chicago was like old people.
Right, right.
It was old people.
No, exactly. Yeah, no,
When
like
I was a
yeah.
kid, and I told you I saw them right at Red Rocks. We had.
I think you mentioned that. Yeah.
Yeah, so we got free tickets to go see Chicago and REO Speedwagon.
Oh, okay.
And so a buddy of mine's like, "Hey man, you want to go to Chicago and REO Speedwagon?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's
Yeah, no, not really. Yeah.
free." I go, "Well, how much is it?" He's like, "Free." I'm like, "Nah, man.
Yeah.
You know, free ticket. That's my favorite price."
Right.
So a friend of mine actually knew the merch guy for Chicago or for one of the bands.
Oh, okay.
So we went up to Red Rocks. This is actually kind of cool. We went to Red Rocks. It was me and I think 3 other people. And so the next thing we know, we're on the bus. We're on one of the tour buses. And we're talking to the merch guy, and the merch guy goes, "Hey, anybody want to smoke some weed?" And I'm like, "Tour bus weed? I mean,
At a Chicago REO.
and I'm like,
this is probably safe.
I'm no slouch.
Yeah.
I could probably hang." And so me and him going back, light up, and I'm 4 good rips, and I'm like, "What the hell? Did you guys, what?" And then we end up going to the show, and they put us in like a shuttle bus. We were backstage underneath the under thing, and we were 3 rows up for REO Speedwagon in Chicago. I'm not expecting much because I'm like, I don't even know how many songs I know. I know some.
Yeah,
Don't get me wrong, just by being in existence at the time.
Right.
You know, during the time when that stuff was on the radio all the time. I'll tell you what, both bands played 45 minutes each. And then they came together and played for another 45 minutes
kinda cool.
together. It was awesome. And they closed it out with Riding the Storm Out.
Yeah,
Which is
okay.
a great tune. Because, Rocky Mountain Winter and all
Yeah,
that
yeah.
shit. And it was awesome. Obviously, it wasn't the
The
original
original, yeah,
band,
yeah.
but they put on a hell of a show, and they were all great.
Yeah.
And that's one of those things where I'm kind of like, yeah, these old guys that are playing are like, they've been playing for a long time.
Well, yeah. They got chops upon chops. Yeah. Yeah.
They, so
Yeah.
it was a pretty awesome show.
Yes.
Uh,
Oh, and then Terry was like, REO Speedwagon is a case in point for another band with a strange name and unknown meaning.
yeah, I don't,
Yeah, I have no idea what that's for either. Yeah.
there's
Chicago Transit
probably-
Authority, like that makes sense. Like they literally probably just had a bus stop.
Yeah, and they saw that.
Yeah,
Like, hey,
yeah.
we can call ourselves that.
Right.
Well, it's like a weather report.
Yeah, that is pretty terrible.
Let's call
yeah.
the band a portion of the newscast,
Well, it is funny though, because like even with Chicago, like
which is a killer band, too,
yeah,
by the way. So,
because even my mom's generation, she's like one generation back from yours. Even for her though, like Chicago was kind of like, by the time she was like, the right age to listen to a lot of that stuff. So it's like that little window of their stuff from like the late '60s to the early '70s is like a little golden period, and then all of a sudden it's just not the same band.
they kind of fell into the Steely Dan.
They did, yeah.
Kind of the same
yeah,
Steely Dan
yeah.
crowd or category for me. I'm like, this is cool. Like I listen to Steely Dan. I go, so now if I listen to any of that stuff, I go, that shit is cool.
Yeah.
Like that is good stuff. I didn't appreciate it as a long-haired
Right.
I need metal. Man,
Oh,
today-
cool, Albus. So Aaron just joined a little bit ago. Hey, Aaron, how's it going, man?
Who?
Aaron,
Albus,
Yeah.
Aaron. Hey, what's
Yeah.
up, man? Dude, the calls and texts
One of-
just haven't stopped today.
I know they're just kind of flying up there. Hopefully, it's not cutting audio. Let us know if it's cutting audio on each of those.
That was Josh. He just said the artwork's done. So
Oh, Josh Finley.
the artwork is done for the new building.
Sweet.
For the grand opening
Yeah.
T-shirt poster extravaganza.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is he doing both
this-
designs, or are
and
we
at this-
starting with just one?
At this point, it might be the fundraiser.
The fundraiser, yeah.
Get us out of the flood zone.
Yeah. Get our one little patch of like little lawn out of the floodplain. Yeah.
Oh, great. But it's going to be really cool. Josh did a cool job putting that together. No, it's going to be 2 different things. So he did the building one first,
Right. Which I
and
saw,
then
yeah.
he's doing the Van of Doom.
Okay, that's
That's
follow
gonna
up.
yeah, because he's got
Okay.
a mural. He's going to San Diego to do a big mural.
Okay.
So when he gets back from that, he's going to he'll work on the Van of Doom,
Nice.
which is going to be cool.
Cool. Well, good.
I can't wait to get
And
the Van of
Terry
Doom.
Terry
cooked
said
up.
the audio's been good, so.
All right, yeah,
Audio
because I
good.
keep getting calls and
Texts and
texts
notifications.
and yeah, it's today has been
A lot of that, yeah. Like even
Brutal
today,
with
well, I thought I was gonna roll out, and then literally as I'm on my way out, we had all these people just roll right in.
You know, I saw it was like
yeah.
ching,
Yeah, yeah.
notification, ching, and I'm like, well, that's good.
It was, yeah. Well, and luckily, Jake showed up, or Goot showed up a little early, so he kind of hopped in, which was good. So,
So we just picked up Cornerstone Effects.
oh yeah, apparently he lost his shit over that the other day or yesterday.
Well,
yeah.
I was gonna say, so
Yeah.
I got so Goots is our newest member at the store, and he's 17, high school kid, good kid, and basically, so if you're a 17-year-old and you want to get a job at a music store, number one, don't be a dick. Number
Yes.
two, be a pretty decent player, and number three, just hang out there every day until they finally just offer you a job.
Yes.
Because like that's really what happened with Goots. He just hung
Well, it
around
is, and
like
it's
all the
funny,
time,
too,
and I'm like,
'cause-
let's just hire this kid. I mean, what the
Yeah.
hell? It's like
May as well, yeah.
we were just leaving him up front. Hey, watch the front. I gotta go get the stuff.
Right, yeah.
Make sure nobody steals anything. And now we just pay him to do that.
Well, it is funny too because I was really like even James was saying his pedal knowledge is really getting up there, and I was like it should be because it's like he's been around long enough like and picked up enough of it between
yeah.
between what he's plugged in at the shop and what he's heard secondhand. It's like he actually does have a pretty good catalog going up there now. So
Yeah, you guys are better at that than I am.
well, it's just nice because he is as many pedals as we have. You guys know obviously that's what we're known for. It is nice, like we're all starting to get a pretty good head for it. So I think now the shop as a whole is known for the knowledge base, which is good.
I'm the weakest link on that, to be honest.
Yeah, but you make it up in the guitar side of it because I feel like some of that's where I like the minute changes from some of them are not. Like
Yeah, that's more my strength, I
Yeah,
think,
and I was gonna say I'm not
side.
following that as much because again, to me, like the guitar is one of those things that kind of speaks to you. Like the pedals, they can kind of sell themselves as long as you help somebody figure out roughly what what
narrow
sound
it
they're
down
going
to
for.
4.
Yeah.
And then you can get that. So anyway, so we just brought in Cornerstone. If you don't know who they are, they do the Gladio, and then
Yes.
there's the Gladio Dual, or I think it's called.
Yeah, which
so
is like a 2-stage one or whatever.
yeah, like a 2-stage, and it's a Dumble. It's really, really good sounding. But I said, Gooch, did you play those? And he's like, oh yeah, man. I really did."
Yeah.
And he goes, yeah, it sounded great. He goes, I just didn't like the way it felt. He goes, I just didn't like the way it felt. And I was walking away, and I go, oh, okay. And in my head, I'm like, maybe it's saggy. It's not enough response. There's not an attack.
Yeah.
Like the way you
Yeah, like
feel,
the way the
when you're
guitar
playing-
feels while you're playing.
Yeah,
it,
like when you're playing a pedal
Yeah.
and you're like, I love the way this thing feels. Like it really punches, it really attacks. And I walk back, so I'm like, so what do you, like, what was it that you didn't like? And I'm thinking he's gonna go, it's a little saggy or something,
Yeah, yeah.
And he goes, I don't know. He goes, I picked it up, it was just really light. And I go,
That is pretty good. Yeah.
no, so physically.
Yeah, physically it felt. Yeah.
Physically, you
I
had,
don't like the way it feels.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is pretty funny.
and then I was just like, okay, good, we're done here.
That is funny. Well, it was funny because I walked in and I'm like, Jake's gonna lose his mind when he sees those, and then like James comes walking up a few minutes later and he's like, oh yeah, he's like, Jake like lost his mind when he saw those, and I was like, yeah, I figured he would because it seems like those are. I mean, in terms of the Dumble stuff, that seems lately, in terms of like the boutique one, everybody's
Yeah.
kind of steering towards that one. So
It's a really good pedal.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is. I've heard it because we had one came in used. I remember playing that one.
yes,
And
yeah.
that was killer. I was
Yeah.
like, man, that thing's really nice. So now that we actually carry it, it's really cool.
Yes.
We got a couple other things. What's another new thing we got in? Oh, just got in a Dr. Z Z28,
Yes.
which they haven't made in a bit, so that's going to be cool.
Well, it is nice. 'cause,
Red
yeah, we
Tolex.
haven't had that for
That's
a
a
while.
dangerous one too. That's a
Yeah.
dangerous amp.
Yes. Well,
All the
yeah.
Dr. Z. I was going to say all
Yeah.
the Z stuff is killer.
Even the Z-Lux, I mean,
I really like that Z.
yeah, that one, I still feel like,
Cure is a great one.
yeah.
The train wreck.
Yes, yep. Z-Rec.
Z.
Yeah, yeah.
You know.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, no, those are all solid. Oh, looks like Amanda Coombs joined the chat. Hey, Amanda. Let's see. see if we missed any questions in here.
Yeah. We're up to a few people.
So actually, I know there was a few back before we started the whole band name thing. So let me,
Before we went on that tangent.
yeah, let me scroll up.
Because I got another question. So we're trying to stay with guitar stuff here. And I don't know if we've asked this one before. And it's an easy one.
Oh yeah, so Jacob and the Ghost did ask a question. I'll get this one in a second then if you want to start with what you were going to say.
What is that?
Just what's your favorite fuzz? I mean, I think, how about we choose our favorite fuzz that isn't our shop exclusive?
Yeah, because that one is our kind of
Yeah.
phase.
Well, and it's not like, we're not just saying that. It literally is, like the Demogorgon, I've tried to dethrone it and it's like nothing wins the shootout against the Demogorgon. So.
It's just a killer. Well,
Yeah.
we sold one to a gentleman in New York City, in Manhattan.
Yeah.
And he sent me an email back. He's like, dudes, this thing is fucking killer.
Yeah.
He's like, holy crap, this is exactly the pedal I was looking for. And I'm like, stuff like that just makes,
Yes.
I dig it because I'm like, yeah.
Well, that one is too, like if you're somebody that plays, some lower tune stuff, D, C standard, even B, and you've been like trying to figure out a big muff that would work for you that doesn't just bury you in a mix,
Right.
That's exactly where the Demogorgon comes in. So I think for a lot of guys that were looking for that, it finally hits that spot. And it really does it kind of unlike anything else, especially the Demogorgon Deluxe, especially for me.
Yeah.
Like that one is right now, the flexibility of it with the octave makes it pretty unbeatable. So if we have to choose one, I guess we'll have to choose like not necessarily ours, even though we just pitched ours, but
Right.
yeah,
We did.
we soft pitched, but yeah.
Right. It was a lot. It was more
Yeah,
of
just
a
a lob, yeah.
What other one?
Another favorite fuzz. I mean, that's hard because there's so many good
Oh,
ones.
the Stomp Underfoot Ram's Head is pretty awesome.
Yeah, I was gonna say pretty much anything Matt makes really hits that spot pretty good.
Well,
but
the guys at the studio came by yesterday, and it was
Yeah.
funny because me and Dylan weren't at the shop yesterday. It was the other dudes, and Jeff was texting me. He's like, "Hey man, what do you guys got for a Green Russian? Do you have one?" I go, "Well, we don't have a Green Russian, but check out the Green Russian, basically from Stomp
Yeah.
Underfoot. That'll do the trick." And I guess he came in the shop. They're right next door, so there's not here, but
over at the OG shop. Yeah.
So he walks in, and he's like, is Ike here?" And they're like, "No, Dylan here." And he's like, they let me borrow pedals? Trust me, I assure you they let me do this. And the guys are like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
Yeah, so I talked to him today. I'm like, "Yeah, if those guys show up, it's okay. Let
That
them,
is
let them
fine,
take
yeah.
one." Because we got a
I
lot
can
of
just imagine Gordo slinking over to the door,
Yeah,
just
like-
locking it. Yeah. Like, no. Yeah.
Because there's been a lot of stuff that's come out of our store that's actually been on
Right, on records and
on people's
albums.
records and stuff, and 12 strings, pedals, all
Oh yeah,
sorts of
tons
stuff.
of pedals. Yeah.
So I don't know where I was going in with any of that.
Yeah, but yeah, favorite fuzz. Oddly, I would say I actually really
Oh yeah, that was the question.
yeah, I was gonna say the Keeley Fuzzbender. I was gonna say the Feely Cuzzbender. But yeah, the Keeley Fuzzbender. I feel like that one. I don't know, because it hits a sweet spot where like if you're looking for a vintage fuzz and a modern kind of fuzz, it hits all of that really well. Because it's like the bias on it, you can kind of almost overdrive it so it has that tighter, more modern fuzz feel. But then you can also starve it if you want that like Inagata de Vita, since we brought up
That
Iron
real
Butterfly.
heavy,
Yeah, that real heavy, almost gated
Thick,
kind of
yeah,
fuzz.
thick.
Yeah.
I don't know if I got
There's a lot of other good ones though. I mean, like anything Matt from Stomp Underfoot makes, really, I would recommend. But
the Beatronic stuff is pretty cool too. I mean, different,
oh yeah, yeah,
but they make some really cool stuff. The Fuzz War.
yeah. From
I
Death
like-
by Audio,
I like
that
the
one's
Fuzz
that
War.
one's a solid one. Yeah, I guess we do tend to end up falling into a lot of the Muffian ones for a lot. Although actually, the Supreme from JHS, that, and actually the Frederick Effect. Yeah, there we go. That's the one. Frederick Effect, Super Unpleasant Companion. That would probably be the shop favorite for like a super fuzz. But pretty much fuzz in general, that one is well worth checking out and well worth buying because he's still well under what a lot of companies are for fuzz pedals, and it's like that one is. It's got a cool vibe, kind of old school style casing, and the whole thing's cool. So
I think I gotta put
yeah,
an
Frederick
order
Effects, but
in.
look.
We might have to put an order in for them too. I think
Yeah.
we're getting close.
All right, let me.
This portion of the show is brought to you by Montucky
Yes,
Cold Snack.
chosen beer of Flipside Music via Montana.
Yeah, how did we ever figure this shit out?
Well, for a while I was trying to, because there was like the whole, for anybody that's been in the beer verse over the last few
Didn't
years.
they have the whole gay horse thing?
Well, they did have that too. That was like for a charity where they were donating, for like people's rights,
Oh, is that what?
civil rights lawyers and
Oh,
stuff
okay.
like that. But they had one that was also,
Because it's all about causes with these guys.
well, they do a few different things, but yeah, they're nice. They, I don't know. They hit a good spot, and it's not super expensive. Because for a while, I was trying to find a replacement whenever we couldn't get the Genesee.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. Let's
Wow,
scroll
got a
down.
lot of activity in there today.
That's funny. Terry
by
says
the
it
way-
looks like. Hey, don't insult
Oh.
the Montuckies, Terry. Says it
What?
looks like a drink from the dollar store. They're cheaper than $1, but they're way better than dollar.
These are way
Yeah.
better than dollar store dollar.
Yeah,
beers.
this is way better than. Yeah, these are honestly like if you want PBR without all the shitty like that's basically this. I feel like because like PBRs, if you hit a weird spot with those where they like, I don't know if it's like I don't know what's going on, but like I'll get a headache with those. These I generally
So
don't.
usually when I hit that spot, I'm already fucked. So.
But you're already like,
Well, I
yeah,
don't
forget
give a
it.
shit.
Yeah,
I'm good. No, these are tasty beers.
yeah.
So if you guys are here, hit the like button, thumbs up, or all that stuff. Please, we gotta ask.
Yes,
We gotta
actually,
do
it
the
does help
ask.
us a lot.
It helps
too.
us
Yeah.
with the stuff. I do appreciate everybody that's been tuning in. It's helping us out a lot by the channel's growing little at a time, even though it's just us shooting the shit
Yeah.
once a week.
Yeah,
But-
I mean, once we're in here, like I know we've been saying that, we probably sounds like a broken record to
Yeah.
a point, but we do mean it because you guys obviously have been seeing some change.
Yeah, we've been trying to keep
Yeah,
you
like
guys
as soon as
updated.
we get in here, with the media part's gonna be 10 times easier because like right now it's just kind of an impossibility at the current shop unless we do it like before we open or after we close.
there's
And then
really
the other
no
side of it, or we just do it from home, and it's like once we can do it in this room, we're gonna have a lot more fun with that, and hopefully you guys will too. I mean, it seems like most of the demos though we've put out have still been pretty solid. So
Yeah, we got a couple live shows. We've been talking about different ideas for that. We've said all this stuff, so
Yeah.
we're just gonna have to start showing you.
yeah,
But that's not gonna happen until we actually, we get here.
yes,
But the permits are in the city for cable, so those cable folks are working on that happening.
Oh,
Who knows how long that's gonna take, but it's in process, and,
Yeah.
it's funny, cause I'm like, hey, can you guys give us a thumbs up? And we lose like 5 people.
yeah. They'd rather dip out than like.
They're like,
no,
"Nah, I refuse, leave.
Yeah. So Charles 75N, he has a question. He says, "What tuner pedal do you recommend if a fella is picking up one used?"
TU3.
Well, I was gonna say, yeah, the TU2, the TU3. I mean, most of the Boss ones, yes, they might not be the easiest to read. A lot of people do say that, but
Yeah, they could
well,
they
they're
could
just
work on the size of the screen.
yes, yeah. But they are, they're proven to be, damn near indestructible. So that would definitely be one. You're usually pretty solid, or at least, usually you have a pretty good chance with getting a used Boss tuner.
Pitch black.
Yeah, I was gonna say the Korg Pitch Black, especially if you can get the metal cased ones, and then honestly any of the Polytunes, but particularly, probably sounds weird, but the Polytune one I actually like a lot better.
The bigger,
yeah.
bigger form factor.
Well, it was a little bit bigger form factor. The screen was a little bit bigger, but like anybody I know that has a Polytune one, like the original, still has it. Whereas like I would say like the threes, not as much. But like anybody who has a one still has it that I've met.
I mean,
for the
that's what
most
I
part.
use
Yeah,
on that little board over there.
yeah.
That's the board I used last night.
But yeah, a lot of the original Polytune is an excellent, especially if you're going used. If you can find the original ones, those are usually very, very solid. Especially the switches they used were great
Yeah.
for those. Even I mean, if you're on the more affordable side, or you're looking for something a little slimmer, the Diodario. It's funny, I know the part code, but I don't know the name of it's just their tuner.
Yeah.
But it's like the PT-CW-20.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, yeah, and it's just funny because I remember, yeah, it's PT-CW-20. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's it. They also do the 26. So there's the 20 and the 26. The 26 part
the
code
plus.
is the plus. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that one's solid as well. But yeah, it's basically just the Diodario tuner. And if you want one with a big ass screen, that's probably the that might be the biggest screen.
I think the Ernie Ball pedal.
Well, yeah,
tuner
that
the
is
biggest screen.
yes, but yes, if you're just going tuner,
Yeah.
I would say the Diodari, because that one, like, basically the whole thing is almost a screen.
Yeah, and it's nice because it's
Yes.
metal encased, and it's a bit slim.
slim, yeah.
So it's a good. We
Well, it's excellent to put on, like, the, you know how you usually have a hard time putting anything on, like, the edge of your board? This
Yeah.
one's an excellent edge of board pedal because it's slim. It usually will fit on that rail. So ends up being a good option for that, you know, edge of the rail kind of, or edge of the board kind of setup.
Yeah. All solid tuners. Oh, this was one I got hip to. I knew about it, but I was playing at a jam and I was playing through somebody else's board. He had the Peterson strobe pedal.
Oh yeah.
And that was really good,
That
too.
one is a great one. That one's a
Really
that one's a
good.
little spendy, but it is
A little
excellent.
spendy, but
yes.
it
yeah.
was nice. It took me a minute to kind of figure out. I'm like, okay, so if it's going this way, I got to go this way. If it's going this way, I got to go that way. But solid, very solid tuner pedal too.
Yes.
Who you texting there?
James.
Oh, he's got questions.
Yeah, he was just asking about some of the Diodario stuff, but we're good.
Did you tell him tuners?
Oh no, not that, but it was no.
Are they
it was just-
watching us at the shop? Are they?
Oh, actually, I don't know. Usually they do, but I don't know. They were a little busy last time, so or when I left, they were busy, so I'm not sure if they got us on or not.
Hey guys, I'm at the meeting with all these people. See you later.
Yes.
What do we got?
So Janice Lala says, "Why are my intonation screws so tight?" Well, we don't know which guitar, unless this is like we're catching you in part of a different conversation. So yeah, first tell us maybe what bridge it is, and then two, regardless of what bridge it is, spray some WD-40 on there. I'm very happy with WD-40 after my plumbing issues over the last little bit. Like that shit is the best. WD-40, it's rust
Nobody wants
remover,
to
it's
hear about
lubricant, it's awesome.
Nobody wants to hear about your incontinence there, Dylan. You know, my
It
plumbing
probably would
is,
work for that too,
hey,
honestly. Yeah.
Are you wearing tight pants? Do you need to get into small spaces? What are you doing?
WD-40.
WD-40 work for that shit, yeah.
But yeah, actually, when I've had set screws on a particular, I had like a Floyd that was really old, and I don't think the guy had ever, cleaned it. It was actually a Goto Floyd, but I ended up basically just taking it off, like without the strings or anything, taking it off, and I just sprayed the whole thing down with WD-40 and then wiped it off, and everything actually did loosen up pretty good. So yeah, if you're having issues with that, sometimes that works, not always, but WD-40 is surprisingly good at loosening
Yeah.
some shit up. So
And it's not going to screw up your finishes or anything like
right, it doesn't strip anything, and it's not because even even for people that want to use it as like a rust remover, it actually does work pretty good. So it's a good one for like lightly cleaning stuff without destroying it.
that. I got to bring that automotive goo on because I've been using that.
Oh
in
yeah,
the
yeah, you
camper.
mentioned that. Yeah.
Holy crap, that stuff works. I want to see if it works. We'll test it on one of my pedals.
Yeah, just see before if it strips
Yeah,
the paint
it's
or
just
not.
like,
Yeah, just
It just wipes everything off. Like, oh, gold sparkle, great,
Yeah.
gone. So we'll test out my pedals before we go any further.
Yeah.
Because we clean a lot of pedals off. So just so you guys know, for the most part, if you guys buy a used pedal from us, we take all the Velcro off and clean all the back of that shit all the way out, all up before we sell it.
Yes.
Just because we don't want to sell Velcro laden pedals with people's cat hair in there. Just gross. We should start a giant ball, like the giant ball of twine. Just the giant ball of Velcro
Yes.
left over from other people's pedals. That'd be gross. What do you got in there?
I'm just gonna
What
sort
you got
it
in
through.
there?
We missed something from Aaron saying something about hate to see the answer to what's heavy metal to you. I'm not sure, like, was that to us or to somebody else?
I don't know. Was that us?
Yeah, clarify that one, Aaron. I know that was like probably 10 minutes ago, but just let us know what if we missed part of that. We already got that guy, or that question. Let's see.
Hey, Dan.
Oh, Jacob and the Ghost says, is there a brewery across the river from you? Y'all need a Flipside lager. Interestingly enough, we are actually working on that. Yeah.
Yeah,
And there is a brewery across the street from us.
Ratio Brewery is just over yonder
Yes.
ways. So we've helped them with some backline on a show, and then the guys that run the studio that are next to the current shop, one of the engineers there runs sound and has run sound for Ratio. And there's a tie-in with the girl that does the marketing with Andrew, our T-shirt guy.
Oh, okay.
So they're friends from high school or something.
Oh,
like that.
cool.
So there's
well,
a lot
that's
of
a good tie-in then.
yeah. There's a lot of folks that we know through other folks that we know through other
Yeah.
folks that we know. It's kind of cool because we're all kind of somewhat similar, cut from the same kind of cloth kind of
Yeah.
deal.
Well, yeah,
It's
the
nice.
new sound person from Twist and Shout stopped in today too. So
Oh, nice.
yeah, that could be something because I guess GC was kind of hard for them to navigate. So
Tell them our water
well,
is smooth.
yeah, I was gonna say yeah.
Smooth
No,
sailing.
she had a much better experience with us, and I think they'll that and then Max works over there too. So it's like between that, I'm sure.
Crazy Max?
No, Max Kaufman plays bass.
Oh, okay, yeah. I know Max.
Yeah.
I don't know if you meant.
No. Crazy Max works at some liquor store.
Oh,
He told me.
Bonnie Bray.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
You know, what'd be fun is to get fucking Crazy Max together with Crazy Rob.
Actually, yeah, just to see which
And
one.
let them both
Yeah.
just have a bottle of whiskey and see what the hell happens.
Yeah, that would be
That
interesting,
would
yeah.
be hysterical.
I know for sure though. I feel like Max would win on just like vocal volume. I think it's Rob pretty loud.
Oh, yeah.
So I was gonna say Max when he gets going, man, he's
That's
yeah.
why I'm saying I think that would be a
interesting,
super
yeah.
cage match.
Yeah.
To see those two guys going crazy. These are just friends and people that we know through
Yeah.
the store.
So Aaron did clarify what he was talking about. He said the dude that said he didn't like how the pedal felt. So that was when he was talking about Goots.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So in terms of what's heavy metal, yeah, that's actually funny because Goots, we're gonna eventually get him into some metal, but he's metal deficient right now.
He's very
not
metal
getting- yeah,
deficient. See,
yeah.
I'm
he's not getting all of his minerals and metals right now.
Right, I
Yeah.
play blues. Okay, I like to play more of the blues stuff.
Yes.
But I'm steeped.
Yes.
My roots,
a rich history of
yes,
yeah.
I have a rich history, and my roots are in metal. So I just don't play it, which I probably should. Here and there, I got a song or two. But Goots is a 17, and he's playing blues, and that leads me to my statement that I've made more than once. With the blues in young people. If you're young and you play blues, everybody's like, "Wow, look at this fucking kid!
Oh, true.
Wow, he's
True.
great." Kingfish.
Yeah.
Prime
true,
example,
true.
22 years old.
Marcus
oh
King.
my God,
Yeah.
Marcus King. Oh my God, they're so great. Look at them play blues, they're so soulful. But you get some old asshole that plays it and it's like, look at this old prick playing. You know what I mean? I think it's a double standard. I think it's ageism.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
take that up with like the blues board. No, that is it is funny though with Goots because it's like slowly but surely. I'm basically trying to edge him into the metal that is like blues adjacent. So like some of the UFO stuff, some of the early Scorpion stuff, Sabbath, and it's like he's already likes Cream obviously, so he's getting into that part of it. Eventually we'll just like kick him full tilt into like Doom stuff, but we're kind of edging him into like
He's a good blues player.
He is.
He's into like
well, I'm trying to get him to see if he
Derek
would.
Trucks and all that kind of stuff in the Allman
Well, I think
Brothers.
it'd be cool to hear him play like slide with a low tuned guitar.
Oh, yeah.
Like some
We'll-
low tuned
we'll-
heavy blues stuff. That'd be kind of cool.
We're a bad
Yeah.
influence.
We'll get him there. We'll get him there. Yeah.
He'll get to the other side. Don't worry about that.
Yes.
All right, what else we got? We got anything else over there? Because we're running close now.
We are getting close.
And we got a pretty good crew in here. I appreciate you guys hanging out. Like I said, I think.
Oh, yeah, Matt just showed up from Texas Toast.
Oh,
Hello, Matt.
just saw those. Was it yesterday? I think it was there yesterday. I don't know. This week is all.
Well, that was fun when
This week is all.
yeah, but having dinner with
blended
them
together.
and Jim Jam Jimmy, that was fun.
Yeah. We
That
hung
was
out
last week.
last weekend. Yeah,
Last weekend.
hung out
Yeah.
with those guys.
Yeah, that was fun.
Oh, you should have seen the briskets. So,
Oh, I
went
know.
over-
He was telling me about them, and I'm
Yeah.
like, man, I'm pretty curious, but
Yeah, so Jim Jam Jimmy does. He works. He does some stuff with. What is it? Gravity Beer Works? No. Why am I brain?
I don't remember. I know. Yeah,
You know,
you've been there more than I have,
yeah,
and I don't remember the name. Yeah.
Matt, chime in because I can't. My brain can't pull
Yeah.
it out.
Texas Toast has I was gonna say a strain there, but
Yeah,
that's
they got
not
a
what
strain
they,
there.
they got a strain there.
Odyssey. Sorry.
Odyssey Beer Works.
Beer
Yeah, there you go.
Works.
There you
Jeez.
go.
Brain is fried. But Jimmy was doing. I guess they have the thing called a mug club, which is really cool over there. And it's like a one-time purchase for a year, and you get some specials, and you get some stuff like that. They got a Texas Toast strain,
Yeah,
strain, which is really killer. You got to be careful though, because it'll hit you like a brick. But they did a bunch of briskets for the event, and I went over there and brought him
when he was making
some good Italian stink cheese.
Yeah.
And some stuff, and he showed me all the stuff he's got this just glorious smoker. And
it was funny when he was,
so good.
Because he was like still being very modest, but even when he was like, even Texans have complimented me on my barbecue, and I was like, okay, I know where you're at then. I'm like, that sounds like it's probably some really good stuff.
He knows what he's doing. Well, you could just tell he knows what he's doing.
No, yeah. Basically, well, that, and it was cool seeing the upright lounge finally. Like, I thought that was pretty cool seeing that spot. Like,
Jimmy's got a bar in his basement that he's kind of built over the years.
Well, I hope Jake can see it at some point, because I literally, as Jake progresses, that will become his basement. There's no doubt, because they're all into both. Literally every single thing on his wall was something Jake would have been like, oh man, Jake would have been all about that stuff. So
and it's just like, if you took pictures in the upright, you would just think that it was a bar somewhere in Denver. It's just got a really cool. It's got the bar you want to hang at vibe.
Yes, for sure. Yeah. No, it was really cool going there. So, and then Matt says he had some of that stink cheese. So
it's good, right?
It's very. I can't even talk. Verifiably stinky.
Oh, it's good.
Yeah.
It'll stink up your fridge, but it's good. It's all worth it. All right, what else we got in here? That stink cheese is so good, and the super sot too. It was funny because when I went to Jimmy's house, I brought him a nice big wedge of the sharp provolone, a thing of super sot, and then I brought him like a small a baguette, and I was like, all right, you guys got to have this with the baguette. I go, I don't want you screwing around eating this good shit on Ritz crackers. I go, I got to report you guys to the Italian community. And then I'm gonna get in trouble because I got friends that are
get fined for letting people. Yeah.
I got friends that are eating the things wrong. So
you disperse some stink cheese to some unauthorized individuals.
Right. You went outside the boundaries.
Speaking of which, stink cheeses. We'll end with stink cheeses since we don't have a lot of guitar themed questions at the moment.
Maybe that'll be that's our new band. Stink cheese.
Stink cheese.
The stink cheese incident.
What was the
It's anti-bluegrass.
Actually, it would be pretty good. The cheese that you were telling me, I can't ever remember the damn name.
Pecorino.
Okay, pecorino. Why is that called that when it's from Italy? It's like the whole champagne can only be champagne when it's from the Champagne region of France thing.
Well, it's
because there's another name for
Romano.
it. Okay, and I was gonna say here they call it. It's just Romano most of the time, but pecorino. Because I actually did look that up, and people that were vehemently very strict about their cheeses said that it's only that if it's from
a certain
region of Italy, and I'm like, that's like the whole champagne can only be champagne if it's from that part of France. Yeah.
So
okay.
People can get very particular about it. As long as it doesn't suck, it's all right.
Yeah.
Just don't eat that green shit. You get the cheese, the Parmesan.
Kraft?
Yeah, don't eat that shit.
Yeah.
That's sawdust.
Yeah.
It's awful.
It is kind of sawdust.
It's sawdust. Don't eat it. It's dry as fuck. It's terrible. If that's the last cheese on earth, just
forego it.
Just be done. All right, we're almost out of here.
We are, we better wrap up so the Texas Toast guys can take it.
Sounds good. Well, we appreciate everybody hanging out. So Thursdays are Guitar Prime Time with us at Flipside Music, the Great American Guitar Store. And then right after us, our friends over at Texas Toast do their thing, and they'll talk about guitars and crack jokes and do funny things and talk about all that cool stuff. And then right after that, you got Dylan Talks Tone, and he will be doing a similar shtick.
Yeah, he will talk about tone and pickups.
So we try to talk about guitars. I think we talked about guitars.
We did a little bit. We talked about bands and
it's really just a hang, and then we get to we get to all that other shit.
Yes.
What's that? Cheese ball?
Well, that, and then Terry, I guess for like a quick finale question, what cheese pairs well with a fuzz?
That's a great question.
That is actually a great question.
That's a fantastic question. I would say that's why somebody said cheese ball.
Yeah. With a fuzz.
I think it would have to be I know where Dylan's going to go is I guess it's going to have to depend on what kind of fuzz.
Well, that's what I was gonna say because there are it's different
I
textures.
knew exactly what
and
you were
then you
gonna
have different textures of cheese. So yeah,
So we're going to have to keep this on for
this
next
requires
time.
further analysis,
Yeah.
Terry. Yeah.
And it is 5 o'clock, so we've hit our allotted minutes for
Yes.
for our Thursday. Go check out our friends at Texas Toast Guitars over on their channel, and then go check out Dylan Talks Tone. And we'll catch you guys on the flip side. Adios. That's bad.